Hey, what up guys? Nightmare here. Today I'm bringing you another Division 2 build video featuring the sticky bomb, burn the shit out of everything build. The NPCs can't handle this build. It is their nightmare. It terrifies them. They can't even get out of their spawn door. Like they're just on fire and they don't know what to do. So, it's amazing. I did release an Eclipse build, a while back. This is completely different, guys. If you did check that out, thank you. If not, you might want to. It does feature different skills, the different spec, weapons, talents, all that. So, but this one is great. I do believe this one does outplay the other one in, many different ways. That fire is just, it's so powerful in this game. It's just no joke. And I don't know, it's just a great build all around. It does have the Ravenous in it. You don't need it, but it does have it there. If you do have it, you'll understand why. I'll explain it later in the build. Really awesome. I'm really looking forward to TU11 dropping, guys. It's got to be coming soon. In 2 weeks on State of the Game, they're going to be talking about Skyscraper, which is coming with TU11. So I'm thinking, in a month or so, we'll be getting TU11. So definitely, I'll be making content for that and putting out as much as I can for you guys. It's kind of been crazy. I've only been able to drop about a video a week just because of getting my little girl in school and all that. But I'm definitely still here, definitely still making content, thinking of builds. I really appreciate the new subs. We hit over 250. It amazes me. This channel's not that old, guys, and you've been showing a ton of support. I really appreciate it. I can't express that enough. I would love to hit 300 subs, and when we do so, I want to do some channel updates starting and like where I want to go with this channel, start doing some giveaways. So definitely stay tuned, guys. There's a lot of potential here with this channel. I really appreciate, you guys hanging around and watching my videos and for all the support. But let's jump into this build. You're going to like it. Alright guys, let's jump into the specialization I am using. I am using Firewall because we're burning the shit out of everyone, alright? Main reason, really, you get that 20% burn duration as one of the attributes. You do get 30% health on kill. I would say the next best thing is definitely your armor kit. Recovers 200% armor and 200% health over 10 seconds. Extremely helpful for PvE and especially PvP. The striker shield is nice if you choose to use a shield. And my next favorite thing is going to be that when on armor break, apply burn to enemies within 5 meters of you. And by doing that, like let's say for PvE, this can start that whole burn wave again with the Eclipse protocol, and you can just wipe out, multiple enemies just by getting your armor broken because of the amount of status we have on this build. The flamethrower is very nice. Just in case you miss a shot, like you have seen in the footage, I'll just hit them with that flamethrower and start the burn process. I'm using an AR, a rifle, and a pistol, so I'm spec'd into them. If you're not going to use Firewall, my next suggestions would be Survivalist or Technician. Technician, just for the skill tier. The skill damage, I really don't think it's going to help a whole lot. It might help with that burst damage with the skill we're using. It will help definitely with the drone, but if you're not going to use that, I would definitely go with Survivalist, because if you're playing in a group, they're going to get that 10% bonus damage to status affected targets. You get protection from elites, and the armor kit does apply to your allies also, and there's a few other good things in there like the skill haste while in cover. So let's jump into the build though, guys. I am using the CTAR. I love this gun. It's a great AR. It's got 900 RPM, which is really good. It's God rolled, that 10% damage to target out of cover, which is multiplicative, and then we got in sync. This is a great talent, guys. I'm sure if you've been playing this game, you definitely know about this talent. It's definitely getting very popular. It's really good, especially with some certain builds like this one. So in sync, hitting an enemy grants 15% skill damage for 5 seconds. And then using a skill or damaging an enemy with the skill was going to grant you 15% weapon damage for 5 seconds. Damage increases are doubled while both buffs are active at the same time. So that's going to be 30% weapon damage and 30% skill damage. Alright, and it's so easy to proc these at the same time, and I'll show you that here in just a minute. So there is the gun, the Harmony. If you don't want to use another whatever gun you choose with NSYNC on it, I definitely do recommend NSYNC though. But the Harmony is going to grant you, with both talents procced, you will get that 40% skill damage and 40% weapon damage while both are active. It is a rifle though. It's 300 RPM and it does hold 50 rounds, so it is a good rifle, but I would honestly rather use an AR, especially like the CTAR with the type of build I'm using. All I'm spec'd into with the mods are weapon handling. I chose crit chance here because you really don't have another option. It's a small underbarrel. And I got the 10% accuracy on the muzzle with the 20 round extended 5.56 mag. So I'm using the Ravenous as my secondary weapon. I'm not going to go over the talent. I've already made a build on this and went over all of it. The main reason I'm using this for my secondary is Chungas, tanks, and warhounds. This is really effective in taking them out. It will grant you, with your defensive primers, is going to grant you bonus armor, and your offensive primers is what's going to deal that damage on them too. It's going to with that explosive damage. It takes heavies, tanks, the little warhounds. It takes them all out really good, even with the amount of damage that we have. And it also gives you that amplified damage to armor plates. With the pistol, I'm using the M1 911 with finisher on it. Definitely use the Orbit if you have it. This is just, if you get a kill with this, it's going to grant you that 30% critical hit chance and damage for 15 seconds, and you can swap to your other weapons and it will be granted for those weapons. So, my Eclipse protocol build, this is my new version of it. Totally different specialization, totally different skills, gear, all that or whatever. Way better in my opinion. This is great for all content, especially these league time trials. You'll just freaking shred through them, like as you saw in the footage. But yeah, I'm using the Vile Mask. So this Vile Mask, it comes with a skill tier, status effects, and hazard protection. I put that 12% skill haste mod on there. And the Vile Mask, it's got toxic delivery. So status effects also apply a damage over time debuff for 10 seconds, alright? Total damage dealt is equal to 50% of your concussion grenade damage and increased by your status effect attributes. So, please tell me in the comments if you know how to figure out exactly how much damage your Vile Mask is actually dealing with that toxic delivery. So we can go up here and we can see our concussion grenades hitting for 1.4, alright? So half of that's going to be 700,000. But if you got status effect on every piece of your gear, like that's going to be doubling that. So that's 6 status effect attributes added on to that damage. So I know we're dealing major damage with this toxic delivery. I just don't know how much. I don't know if there's a way to tell that. I kind of been searching. Please tell me down below in the comments if you do know. But let's jump into Eclipse protocol. So I'm definitely using a 4-piece, of course. The 2-piece is going to grant you that 15% status effect. That 3-piece will grant you that 15% skill haste, 30% hazard protection, and the 4-piece is indirect transmission. So this is your status effects now spread on kill to all enemies within 15 meters and refresh 50% of that duration. So that's the base talent, alright? That's without the backpack, that's without the chest piece, but check this out. So yeah, we got a skill tier, status effect, 12% skill haste mod, alright? But I'm running the chest piece, so we got a talent here. So this is going to increase that indirect transmission range from 20, it's going to go up to 20 meters instead of 15 meters, right? It might not seem like a lot. It's definitely going to help you out in the battlefield. On top of that, it's going to refresh your percentage from 50% to 75% of that duration when it spreads to that next enemy. So it's going to refresh, and that keeps spreading, so that next enemy's going to get it, and it's going to wipe out the whole field, guys. Like, this is insane. So we got the Eclipse holster, skill tier, status effect. I am running 1 red on this build, as you can see. I do have 5 skill tiers. I chose to, use Fox's Prayers to get some more damage, alright? Because I do want to have damage, because, you can't rely totally on your skills all the time. You might be in a clutch moment. So, we got Fox's Prayers with weapon damage, that 8% damage to target out of cover, which is multiplicative, which does stack on top of the damage to target out of cover on your AR. So that's 18% damage to target out of cover now. And then I have status effects God rolled on it. So that's just adding to my burn, It's insane. We got the Eclipse Protocol gloves with status effects, and then our backpack. So our backpack talent is called, Symptom Aggravator. So this is going to amplify all damage you deal to status affected targets by 15%. So this is another amplified damage. So we're getting, even with the small amount of damage we have, it's like 24% all weapon damage bonus. It's going to feel like a lot more, guys. Alright, because we have good attributes on our guns. We got Fox Prayers. We have amplified damage on the backpack. Like, you're going to still be hitting hard. Don't worry about it. So definitely, this is optional. If you do run in a group, I would maybe choose something else, but then you would lose. You would have to figure it out on what piece you want to, swap it out for. But maybe go with, like Perfect Shock and Awe, Creeping Death would kind of be overkill, but definitely play with it. There's other talents that will be good for this build. This is a solo build right here. You can use it in a group, but I definitely use this solo, all the time. So let's check out our skills, alright? I'm using that sticky bomb, the burn skill, the sticky burn bomb, whatever you want to call it. You get this from Vivian Conley when you beat her in the Stranded Tanker mission of Warlords of New York. So it doesn't show the burn damage over time. It does show that burst damage, the initial damage, like when you detonate, it's going to be 1,000,000. Let's just call it 1,000,000, alright? The cooldown's 21.3 seconds, and it's got a 10.7 burn duration. And this is on tier 5. And then I'm using a striker drone. It does no status, alright? The striker drone is for one reason. It's to keep in sync procced at all times. This is what I found to be the best thing to keep your in sync procced at all times, guys. You could use a shield. The thing with the shield, so in sync only lasts for 5 seconds, right? You got to keep dealing damage with a skill or using a skill. I've tried repair skills. It doesn't work. It only works when you first proc them. And the shield, it does work, but you have to keep proccing the shield. So you have to, take your shield down and put it back up. And that can get you killed, honestly. If you're in a combat moment and you want to keep in sync up, you drop your shield, you get shot a bunch, you try to get it back up, and, you're dead. So, you can mess around with it. I did, but I found this to be way better. And then on top of that, you're gaining skill damage within sync. So this is going to be hitting even harder. And it definitely helps with whatever heavies. It helps with crowd control. They focus their drone a lot, so they're not going to be focusing you as much. Definitely a great choice to run here. So I definitely suggest to run these 2 skills with this build that I have set up. The stats are nothing special with the crit chance, 15%, and this is just for the CTAR, that's all I'm going to show. 45% crit damage. I do have 75% headshot damage, which is alright, It's not a crazy DPS build, but you do have to remember we have amplified damage, and like you've seen in the footage, I can melt, I still hit hard with this gun. I had 24 24.1 all weapon damage, 30% assault rifle, 39% rifle damage, and 30% pistol damage. We have 726,000 armor, and we are getting 99,000 health on kill. It does help in clutch moments, like I said, but besides that, it's not that useful. And then you pretty much have 50% hazard protection in each category of hazard, which is nice. And like I said, we have skill haste mods on each piece. So the chest piece, the mask, and the backpack. They're all god rolls, so that's 36% skill haste right there. Put status effect everywhere else, alright? You want a piece of status on each piece of your build. That's what I recommend. An amazing build, like, it speaks for itself, like you've seen in the footage. Thank you guys so much for the views. The subs are growing like crazy. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry if you feel like there's been a lack of content. I've only been like able to put out a video per week. The last 2 weeks have been kind of crazy. Get my little one, in this online school. It's been kind of, difficult transition to be able to balance everything. But I'm very excited for TU11 and for Skyscraper, for new gear and all that stuff coming up. You can, definitely count on me to be dropping videos for it. Thank you guys so much. I'll be, making builds still. Definitely be checking your notification bell. I'll try to drop at least 1 or 2 videos a week, guys. But yeah, thank you so much for your support. I can't express that enough. I can't believe, like, the subs, how they're growing. It's awesome. I appreciate you guys. You have an amazing day. I'll catch you in the next one.